Foxy is behind the camera. You don't worry about it.
I'm worried about it. Fox is operate. How you even? You don't even got thumbs. How you doing that?
I got thumbs. Don't worry about my thumbs.
Well, welcome to this week's exciting episode of the Max's Super Awesome Comic Review Show. There's some really cool stuff in this episode. We're going to get the top 5 out of the way right away because we have 2 really awesome and amazing guests. One's a princess, one is just amazing. They're going to be talking to you a little bit about Free Comic Book Day and all that great stuff that's coming up. So, for those of you that came just for the top 5, here it is. For those of you that came for the wondrous entertainment that we provide you, more of that to come.
I like what you did there because he's amazing. That's a good one.
Yeah, right? See?
Think about that later, guys, because it was a joke.
I also thought about spectacular, but it's a little bit harder of a word to enunciate. Also, you'll witness an amazing costume change later in the episode. Coming in this week under honorable mentions, and the only reason it's not a top 5 is because we're trying to keep the show funky fresh, and I don't just want to keep rolling out the same books that Foxy and I love, so it's going in the honorable mentions. It's still an amazing series. It's not like there was a drop-off in quality. In fact, if anything, the story gets more engaging. But It did have the most amazing cover this week.
Yeah, great issue. Definitely the best cover of the week.
Yeah. Now, for the real best cover of the week, Archie vs. Predator!
Coming in at number 5 is what I think you meant to say.
Right. My bad. Coming in at number 5, it is Archie vs. Predator. I read it for the gimmick, and I'm going to keep reading it also for the gimmick, but it's an enjoyable gimmick. It's very obvious what this book is. It's Archie and his friends being hunted and slaughtered by a predator.
Maybe Archie's gonna win at the end.
Yeah, probably not though.
That's why I'm reading, to see how Archie pulls it out at the end.
Yeah, do what Schwarzenegger.
And does he live on with Betty or Veronica to carry on Riverdale's legacy?
Right. Both. Whatever. Just keep doing what you're doing, Archie. Coming in at number 4. I don't know what else to say about it other than that after 7 issues, it's still probably the best book that Marvel is publishing. It is Thor, issue 7. You're a little late to the boat if I'm breaking the news that this book is great and you should go read it. But this book is great and you should go read it. Coming in at number 3, man, Dark Horse, climbing the ladders. This is 3 issues in a row that Ei8ht has been on the top 5. Continues to be one of my favorites. Groundbreaking, innovative. I mean, anything you want to say about it other than that it's bad can be said about it.
Not bad. Very smart. Very pretty.
Yeah, and I love that, like, even with as many new creator-owned titles that keep coming out, that we can still get a book that's not only great from a storytelling and art perspective, but just innovative from, like, a style perspective with, like, the color palette and the time changes and all of that great stuff. Alright, bringing us to number 2, a book that is completely unlike anything else that is out there right now. It is Giant Days from Boombox, issue number 2.
It was so funny. I don't know if anybody's picked up number 1 yet, but the basic premise, there are girls in college. In this issue, they get the first month sickness because everyone brought their germs from home, and everyone's like sick delirium was just very cool.
Yeah, it's got all the great, like, youthful fun that Scott Pilgrim brought to it with a little bit less on, like, the pop culture reference side. And
yeah, they don't really talk about video games at all. That's probably, like, the biggest difference. And the jokes, sometimes they land and there's, like, silent panels that are kind of like Kate Beaton with Hark a Vagrant.
I love when comics do that. That's sort of like, I don't know, Calvin and Hobbes did it a lot. Where so much of the joke was just in the expression on the character's face. Alright, and that brings us to number 1. Foxy, any guesses what I'm holding in my hand here?
It's an Image comic.
It is. That's a good guess.
Yeah.
It's a good guess. Shocker, it's Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, The Fade Out issue number 5. This is the start of the 2nd story arc. Nobody in comics does comics better than Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. This
is so very much their most refined work.
Yeah. I love it. It's a great mystery. We're finally getting some more reveals. Well, not really reveals, but, you know, the reader believes that they know a few more things. I'll believe it when I see it myself. But read Fade Out. The paperback's out. The new issue is out. Go and read it. It's amazing. That's all I have to say about that. Well, that's going to do it for our top 5. Stay tuned the rest of this episode. Like I said, there's going to be some really cool things coming your way as soon as we come back from this classic cutaway.
It's time for a cutaway.
For this segment, we have a very special guest with us. We have Princess Unicorn, who's local here to Albuquerque. How you doing today, Princess Unicorn?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm really excited for Free Comic Book Day. I'm really excited you're going to be here helping us out.
So what I do is I do birthday parties and what I call empowerment parties for kids. And what the empowerment parties are is they focus on creative communication, which we learn through reading literature, doing writing prompts, and doing imaginative movements.
Wow.
And I guess what got me started is actually through cosplay. My first cosplay was Lady Amalthea from The Last Unicorn.
Okay.
And it was like the half, when she's like half unicorn, half girl. And then from there I was Princess Celestia, and I did that at most of the local cons, and I got to meet so many kids that way, and they were all just so moved by this sort of real life human unicorn.
Yeah.
And it just kind of got me thinking about what kind of role models are available for kids, for young girls. And because when I was younger, I played with action figures a lot, and there wasn't always a strong female action figure to fight with Wolverine. You know, it was like, well, here, have a Barbie, and you know, it only goes so far. So what I'm kind of hoping to do is to start to redefine the traditional princess archetype and let princesses be strong, be independent, and be the shiro as well as the princess, because there's no reason that, you know, we can't have both.
Yeah, I mean, He-Man is a prince and a hero. She-Ra, princess, hero also.
Right.
Goes both ways for everybody.
Yeah.
And that is totally awesome.
Yeah, and she does it in a corset and heels, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. It's like my favorite part of X-Files is Dana Scully's always like beating everybody down in like pantsuits and heels. I'm like, man, running through the forest with that. I think that's a really awesome thing. And I think it's really great that you're going to be here on Free Comic Book Day, because we get tons of kids. You know, parents always bring their kids out for Free Comic Book Day. Like,
that's so good.
What a better chance to like get your kid reading. It doesn't cost you anything, and they get to meet awesome people that are totally down to inspire them to achieve their dreams.
And you said you're working on a comic strip as well. Is that with the same character, or?
Yeah, it's The Adventures of Princess Unicorn. Very original, I know. And I'm working with an illustrator because I'm not entirely talented in that area. But it's just a quick strip. Her nemesis is Dr. Gelatin, and so she has to help, you know, her animal friends to escape him, and they
Are
learn.
they like inside of his gelatinous body?
Oh, that's a good idea. Not yet, but it's only the first issue, the
can have
first
that
strip.
one.
You'll get a consulting credit on that one.
Yeah.
You can just have that one.
Thank you. Write that down. But I'm hoping to actually have it done by the time Free Comic Book Day rolls around, so I can give that out to everybody.
As a free comic book.
As a free comic book.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'll keep our fingers crossed that we'll have that one for Free Comic Book Day. No promises, though. You know.
Yeah.
Don't rush the genius of the art process. We'll have lots of other free comics to give away, and maybe if it gets done after Free Comic Book Day, we'll just bring you back and do your own signing.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
That'd be really
Totally.
cool. Today with me is the one and only Amazing Spider-Man. You are here today as a representative of an amazing group. It's the Comic Crusaders New Mexico, which is an awesome group of cosplayers. You guys do charity functions, all kinds of great stuff. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into that? You're the founder of it, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
Ooh, what was that story like?
Well, actually, yeah, it was an interesting one. We, some of us were a part of another group in town called Justice League of America New Mexico, and but they're very much into just Justice League characters, and I'm a big Spidey guy, so I figured it would be a good chance for me to break out. I got some good experience there, and I kind of get a sense of how to run a group like that, but I wanted to do Marvel characters and some DC characters too, a mix. So I was able to start a group. I had a few people that came along for the ride, and we've expanded. We started with, actually it was about 4 of us, and now we're up to 8. It was in July of last year that we decided to start our own events. So the 501st was great, getting us some leads on some places, and we've worked with a lot of other groups in town, so we've made great contacts.
And the 501st, that's the Stormtrooper Brigade?
That's the Stormtrooper group, yeah, and they do tremendous charity work throughout the year. Almost every weekend they have something going on, and so we tagged along with them on a few things, but we've made a lot of good leads on our own, and we just love helping out kids. That's kind of our main focus. One of the things that we've done the most of is hospital visits.
Oh, right on.
We've gone to visit sick kids, and we've made some great connections there. In fact, we have a girl that we made an honorary member of our group. We called her she came up with the name the Pink Crusader. She's actually battling cancer and is beating it right now, so we're really
Nice.
happy about that.
Good for her.
Yeah, and we have a couple of more folks that we're going to add into as honorary members, but that's really what we're all about, was trying to reach out to kids who really could use a smile and a little bit of a pump up to see their favorite characters.
Yeah, what an inspiring and incredible thing to be doing. So you're going to be here on Free Comic Book Day. What 8 Avengers can we look forward to seeing on Free Comic Book Day?
Well, absolutely. I'm kind of happy that Spider-Man is in the mix now, so I can kind of
got
call
that whole
myself an
crossover
Avenger.
license thing going on.
I finally figured it out. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do that. We'll definitely have Cap, and we definitely have Black Widow. We will have for sure. Let's see who else we have. An Iron Man. We'll have of course Hawkeye, and then that'll round out the main group. And then we're looking at others like a War Machine possibly.
Oh, right on.
Bringing that in. And then we'll just kind of see. We also have a She-Hulk possibility too.
Oh, sweet. A lot of love for She-Hulk going around these days.
There's some other Marvel characters in there.
Is there anything that you guys have coming up later in this summer that you want all the good people to know about?
Well, right now we have a couple of events planned. We have Altamira Kite Fest. Altamira is a group that works with mentally disabled children or developmentally disabled children and helps support their families. So they have a Kite Fest as a part of their fundraisers, and we'll be there with lots of other mascots from town. And then we also have an event, the Metro Safety Day is coming up in May, and that's an event for kind of firefighters, police, and other emergency services folks. So we'll be there kind of cruising around and mingling with folks. And then the summer's kind of looking interesting because it looks like Wizard World is here, and so we're talking about what we should do with
Wizard
that.
World is here.
Yeah, this is a big deal.
This is a really cool deal.
Yeah, so that's a major development. So we haven't quite felt that out yet. We don't know. We haven't reached out to them. They haven't exactly reached out to us. So, but we definitely are interested in seeing where that goes, and that's certainly something that would be a great opportunity to see some folks and get our name out there. And then in between, we usually do lots of visits to the hospital and other smaller things. There's an event we're going to be. It's kind of a small event, but there's a kind of a going away party for a kid that's over at the hospital at it's the rehab hospital, so he's going to be getting out, and he's been there for a couple of years.
Man, good for him, man.
Yeah,
That's
so
really,
he's
that's
really
good.
excited, and so we're going to be there to help send him off. He's a big superhero fan. So yeah, those are
Man,
some
you
good
guys,
things going on.
you guys stay busy.
It
I love
is.
it. That's great.
It's crazy busy.
Well, we certainly look forward to having you on May 2nd for Free Comic Book Day, and yeah, it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be amazing.
It's going to be amazing.
No pun intended.
And if you'd like to issue any challenges, this is your chance, Spider-Man.
Challenges. Well, yeah, you know what? I'm going to have to throw down and say that definitely Civil War is coming at you. It's coming at you pretty hard pretty soon. So you'll see me in that part, and at some point I'm going to have to go toe-to-toe with Tony. I mean,
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
him and I are buds, but, at the end of the day, I got to go with Cap. So we're going to have to throw down on Tony and his
You're
Iron
not going
Man.
with Cap.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna get the iron suit before you can throw down with it?
I should. Well, that's the way to do it, I
Yeah.
think. Get the goods, and then you can use them, and yeah.
Thank you for the new wares, and now we will battle.
Now I'm on the other team. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the way to
Well,
go.
Spider-Man, thank you so much
Hey,
for coming
thanks.
out. Look forward
Appreciate
to seeing you on May 2nd.
Let me get that.
Nope, yeah. Sorry.
Get sticky.
And until we see you next week, stay frosty.